Boris Johnson was forced to apologise today after bungling an explanation of his lockdown rules. His gaffe fuelled confusion among 2 million in the northeast who face fines if they break local restrictions. Mr. Johnson failed to grasp his own baffling lockdown rules as new COVID-19 infections soared to their highest levels since the start of the crisis. The under-fire Prime Minister was forced to apologise after trying to spell out the latest restrictions slapped on 2 million people in the northeast of England. And he even echoed a phrase regularly trotted out by his bungling US counterpart President Donald Trump as he later admitted, "Apologies, I misspoke today." Close quote. Mr. Johnson had used a speech in Exeter to try to explain the latest rules, which took effect in North and South Tyneside, Northumberland, Newcastle, Gateshead, Sunderland and County Durham from midnight. And in a turn that channeled Matt Lucas's impression of him on the Great British Bake Off, he said, "In the northeast and other areas where extra tight measures have been brought in, you should follow the guidance of local authorities. But it is 6 in a home, 6 in hospitality, but, as I understand it, not 6 outside. That is the situation there," he later said. "Apologies, I misspoke today. In the northeast, you cannot meet different households in social settings indoors, including in pubs, restaurants and your home. You should also avoid socialising with other households outside. The new rules state that, for the first time, it is illegal in the northeast to meet other households in a pub or restaurant, and offenders face £200 fines. This aligns rules for public venues with a ban on visiting other people's homes and gardens in the region. But while it is not against the law to meet them outside, in a beer garden or park, it is against guidance." Deputy Labour leader Angela Rayner said, "For the Prime Minister to not understand his own rules is grossly incompetent. These restrictions are due to coming across huge parts of the country. The government needs to get a grip." And comic Al Murray tweeted, "Don't worry Boris, I don't know what the rules are either." Close quote. It came as the UK saw 7,143 new infections today, the highest daily rise since the crisis began. Deaths doubled in the past week with 71 recorded, the most since June 24. There was also a rise in weekly infections in 265 of England's 315 local authority areas. The PM's rules gaffe followed a car crash TV interview by Education Minister Gillian Keegan. Asked if the ban on meeting in the northeast applied to beer gardens, she said, "I'm sorry, I can't clarify that. I don't know the answer, but I'm sure they can find out." Pressed on how people are meant to keep up with rules when ministers cannot, she said, "I'm sorry, I can't answer that. I don't represent the northeast." And number 10 passed the buck to the Department of Health, which would set out full details later. Even Tory backbenchers were dismayed at the lack of clarity, and Steve Baker said, "The rule of law requires certainty, predictability, clarity and stability. I'm alarmed these have been lost." More than 17.4 million across the UK, in more than 40 different local areas, are subject to an array of different lockdown rules. Further strict rules are expected for Merseyside within days, while Lancashire and London remain in the balance after cases soared. Liverpool Mayor Joe Anderson, who is in talks with Durham officials, warned a full 2 weeks circuit-break lockdown may be needed. More than 110 people are in Lancashire's hospitals with COVID-19, and Burnley has the highest weekly rate of new cases in England at 300 per 100,000. And Denbighshire, Flintshire, Conwy and Wrexham in North Wales will be placed under local lockdowns from 6 p.m. tomorrow. The move will affect 504,000 and bring the number in Wales under lockdown to more than 3 million. Mr. Johnson will hold a press conference on Wednesday to explain the latest infection numbers. It comes as he faces a party rebellion with 50 backbenchers demanding a vote on further lockdown plans. MPs likened the sneaking out of sweeping powers at the weekend to something in George Orwell's 1984. They included a ban on dancing in pubs and fines for parents if teens leave home when meant to be self-isolating. Leaders in Newcastle and Gateshead also hit out after not being warned of the changes. Newcastle City Council leader Nick Forbes said the PM's confusion sends out the message they don't know what they're doing. The Labour politician, who had not seen detail of the new rules 24 hours after they were announced, added, "They are making it up as they go along. We have had 24 hours of chaos and confusion that was entirely avoidable." And Gateshead Council leader Martin Gannon said, "We were not told beforehand." Close quote. Meanwhile, it emerged 1 in 6 state secondaries in England are not fully open. Teaching unions want Nightingale classes and extra teaching staff.